in one of the recent Kfar Chabads, so they interviewed several people of their personal yechidus and so on. So one of the interviews is with the very colorful ROSH, as they call him. That's what the Bachim call him. The ROSH. Who's the ROSH? It's Rabbi Shochat, Rosh Yeshiva in Los Angeles. Rav Ezra Shochat. So they ask him like this: if you want to hear something personal from you, what changed in your life when you saw the Rebbe? What did you see? So I'm just going to translate here. He responds, what did I see there? So he goes on to say, in my Bachrisha years, I didn't learn in Lubavitch yeshivas. This is by also, I think, the Rebbe's instruction. The Rosh, yeah. Yeah, they were Lubavitchers, yeah. The Mechutani were Rabbi Chadakov. But not, you're kind of hardcore Lubavitcher. And this was for the Rebbe's instructions, I'm pretty sure that he shouldn't. When I came to the Rebbe, I found someone that from him I can hear the whole truth, which means without embellishment. Here is someone that can reveal everything. Here is someone I want to be close to, because he gives me the emes, the truth in every area of life. Before I explain this, I want to tell you a personal story that illustrates something that we see the muchash in actuality. And the story is as follows. He said, the world loves to hear stories of Moishe, Ruach HaKodesh, supernatural things. By the Rebbe says this was daily stuff, the daily occurrence. Let me tell you the story. After my wife and I, my first wife, Allah Hashem, she passed away a few years ago. We had our first child and a son and a daughter. So for 7 years, we didn't have children. So I wrote to the Rebbe many times, and we asked for bracha for children. And all those 7 years, the Rebbe didn't respond. Now, Chof of summer of 1975, I went with my family from Los Angeles. We went to the Rebbe. Those days, that year, I'd already been in Yechidus from my Yemeledes, which is in the month of Adar. So I assumed, and I thought that I'm not going to be going into Yechidus again when I came down and for Chof Av. And I was living in Toronto at this point. Okay. So that's where they come from. So that night,
he moved there. He moved to LA in 78 when 77 when the yeshiva opened up.
The yeshiva Chabad, right. That's a story in its own right. This was a big thing. There's Eirel Cholon Chabad, Cholon Basserman. Rabbi Kessler, and was from the first Bachim that was sent there. They ever sent the best Chevre. Rabbi Kessler, Rabbi Zurkin, also one of the Bachim, Shluchim there. They turned Los Angeles over. At any rate, so he lived in Toronto then. So the night before, we went back to Toronto. I came to 770 to see the Rebbe, to say goodbye. It was a night of Yechidus. Now my brother, Emmanuel Shochat, Allah Shalom, the famous Emmanuel Shochat, he went in to Yechidus because his Yemiledes is 8 days later, around that time, the 28th of Av. In 770, I meet the secretary of Binyamin Klein, Allah Shalom. And I said as a joke to him, my brother, you led into Yechidus, but me not. To my shock and surprise, he says to me, Label Grona didn't tell you? I said, no. What happened? So Binyamin said that the Rebbe said to Label Grona that if Ezra Shochat wants to go in, he can go in. So I ran back to where we were staying, and the family was sleeping. I woke everybody up because the next morning we were leaving. I woke everybody up, ran to the mikveh. I prepared my children. We're going into Yechidus, and I wrote my tzedakah. Come back to 770. We went into Yechidus, and I give the Rebbe the tzedakah, and the Rebbe answered everything I wrote. And then the Rebbe looked at me and my wife, and my two children. He said, even though you have a boy and a girl, and you fulfilled the mitzvah prur, which is to have a boy and a girl, but a yid has to be mahadir in mitzvahs. A yid has to observe mitzvahs with hiddur. Why shouldn't you have more children? He says, I didn't know what to answer. I had written many times. I never got an answer. I didn't say anything. So the Rebbe continues to speak, and as if it was unrelated to what I just said. And he said, you publish Chedusha Torah. Turns to my wife, Aleo Shalom, and says to her, and you have ashpah on your neighbors who don't light Shabbos candles. This never came out there, but mitzvah neshek, that they should light Shabbos candles. Never gave her $7 or $8 that each one of the women that lights candles, she should give her this dollar that she gives to tzedakah. After the Yechidus, so I published 2 Pilpulim, Divrei Torah, in these publications, Kevis Pilpulim. My wife affected on 7 or 8 women to light candles, and we had a girl. A year later, another girl. Then there was a break of 5 years, and I thought to myself, at that time, the Rebbe told me to publish Chedusha Torah. I was under pressure because the Rebbe told me. So now I decided to go over what I wrote and to publish not just but 2 books, Kontreisim, 50 pages on the same subjects and really develop it. I did so, published 2 books, and twins were born. He concludes his story to the interviewer. He says, look at this. The Rebbe doesn't just do Moishe. Not Stam Ruach HaKodesh, Stam Barachas. The Rebbe is connected it with Torah and mitzvahs. You want more children? Do something. Have ashpah on women to light Shabbos candles, publish Divrei Torah. And so there are many stories like this. Then we'll get to his first coming to Lubavitch and what he saw and felt. All right, friends. Have a wonderful day. Bracha v'atzlacha, good health, everyone. Michelle, bracha v'atzlacha, and good health. We're learning here about long life. Taisif, Yomim al Yomim Melech Taisav, Shnoisav, Kamei, Doi v'Doi, answer, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. Shikoach, Rabbi.